I have always said that I do not think that Donald Trump is an intelligent person. He has never shown any kind of intelligence, any kind of knowledge, critical thinking skills, common sense, anything that would lead me to believe that this is a smart man. And I am happy to report that a new book has come out from Washington Post journalist Philip Rucker and Carol Leonnig. This is their second collaboration together. They wrote a book several years ago. I believe it was I Alone Can Fix It. But anyway, they got a new book out called Very Stable Genius. And in this book about the very stable genius, which of course is the statement that Trump made about his own intelligence and mental acuity, they list multiple different incidents where Donald Trump proved that he is not as smart as an elementary school student, possibly not even as smart as a kindergartner. The man was physically unable to read the U.S. Constitution because the words were just so big. He didn't know what Pearl Harbor was. And he flunked basic geography by telling the Prime Minister of India that at least you guys don't share a border with China, and they share 2,000 miles of border with China. But let me read you some of these incidents. And by the way, the book is based, they did hundreds of interviews and hundreds of hours of interviews with people close to Donald Trump, people that served with him, reporters, everybody. So that's where all of this came from. And of course, it was all corroborated and verified. So Trump goes, he's visiting the USS Arizona Memorial. And this is what he says, talking to John Kelly, his then chief of staff. "Hey, John, what's this all about? What's this a tour of?" Mr. Trump reportedly asked John Kelly, his then chief of staff, when they took a private tour in 2017 of the USS Arizona Memorial, a ship commemorating the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor during the Second World War. Trump had heard the phrase Pearl Harbor and appeared to understand that he was visiting the scene of a historic battle, but he did not seem to know much else, the author said, who quote a former White House advisor, concluding the U.S. president was, quote, dangerously uninformed. During a meeting with Narendra Modi, the Indian prime minister's eyes bulged out in surprise, the Washington Post reporters claim, when Trump told him, "It's not like you've got China on your border." And again, China and India, in fact, share more than 2,000 miles of common border. When he was first sworn in at the beginning of 2017, the first thing he wanted to do was go and meet Vladimir Putin. He said, "When can I meet Putin? Can I meet with him before the inaugural ceremony?" he reportedly asked. When the leaders did meet at a G20 summit in Hamburg, Mr. Trump dismissed the expertise of his then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who knew Putin personally, telling him, quote, "I've had a 2-hour meeting with Putin. That's all I need to know. I've sized it all up. I've got it." He then got in a fight with Rex Tillerson a couple months later about the fact that U.S. businesses are not allowed to bribe foreign officials in order to get business there. He said, quote, "It's just so unfair that American companies aren't allowed to pay bribes to get business overseas. We're going to change that." And indeed he did. He has already suspended the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, so businesses, like his own, are now free to bribe foreign officials in order to get contracts. So that's horrible. But the funniest one, the one that shows that this man really does have the intellect of a toddler, is this one. When Mr. Trump, early in his tenure, agreed to feature in an HBO documentary in which all living presidents read from the Constitution, Mr. Trump blamed others in the room when he struggled to read the text. "It's like a foreign language," he complained. Now, I'll give you the fact that Americans no longer speak the way that they speak when the Constitution was written, right? There's some big words, there's some outdated words. But there's still words that are easy to pronounce. And Trump couldn't do it. He literally couldn't pronounce the words. Still think this guy is, a smart businessman? Still think this is a guy that we want in charge of this country, that we want talking to foreign leaders? He's embarrassing. He's embarrassing to each and every one of us, whether you admit it or not. He is embarrassing you. Even if you're a MAGA hat wearing, Trump idol worshiping MAGA follower,